Good morning. Good morning. All right. Hope you all are enjoying your breakfast this morning. We're going to go ahead and get started with our official program. And I thought instead of doing something at the end, we're going to do it at the beginning just to get our bodies up and going. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. But anyway, with the Higher Ed Center has purchased the little bunnies on the table. And there's chocolate, so after your breakfast, you can have some chocolate. But on one chair at each table, there's one of David's business cards. So if you want to take a second and look and see if you find the business card, you are the lucky winner of the bunny on your table. So you cannot say that you're not ready for Easter. Okay, everybody go ahead, get up and move and see. There you go. I told you I was going to get you up and moving. Oh, we got one over here. We got one on the, oh, we got one this way too. All right. Woohoo! If you have found the lucky business card, you are the lucky owner of that beautiful bunny on the middle of your table. Thank you, David. All right. I would like to recognize the members of our community. Mr. Todd Pillion is here this morning. He was here earlier. And then Michelle Jenkins from Congressman Griffin's office was here as well. There she is. And then I would also like to have Delegate Israel O'Quinn to come up for a few words. Thank you.
Well, good morning. It's good to be back from Richmond from the General Assembly session to join you for the Small Business Challenge Awards. Always one of the most exciting days of the whole year, and always glad to see small businesses coming up with new and innovative ideas to not only grow their business, but to grow the economy here in Southwest Virginia. And if you've ever started a business of any shape, size, or variety, you know that it takes a lot of courage to get out on a limb, put yourself out there, and open up a new business. You have all the licensing and branding and marketing and rent and insurance and salaries and wages, and it can be a daunting task, but we obviously have a lot of people here in the greater Washington County area who are willing to put themselves out there and make that happen. And I feel like that it is certainly a big part of what the state legislature is there to do to make Virginia the best to be for business of all shapes and sizes. And that is certainly something that we take very seriously. When you look at all the different rankings, Virginia tends to rank pretty well, but there's always room for improvement. I always say, even if you're number one in every single one of those categories, there's still room for improvement. There's something that you probably aren't doing as well as you could be doing. And so what we want is certainly the least cumbersome processes possible. And that's always a work in progress. But frankly, when we are trying to smooth out those processes, the best ideas that we get to help small business comes from, this is not shocking, small business. It's amazing the ideas that we get. And so one of the ones that we're currently working on is a one-stop small business permitting program where you can have one stop to get everything you need from the state rather than going around to 3, 4, 5 different state agencies. And so that's one of those things that we got the idea from small business, and certainly something that we are working to make a reality. And small business, of course, as we all know, is the backbone to Virginia's economy. It spans all sectors from manufacturing and agriculture to retail to food service, service sectors of all varieties as well. And we have about 700,000 small businesses in Virginia. I mean, that's a lot of small businesses. That's a lot of businesses, period. And it represents about 98% of the overall number of businesses that we have registered here in the Commonwealth. About 1.5 million employees overall, which is about 47% of the overall Virginia workforce. So nearly half of Virginia's workforce is predicated on small businesses, just like the ones that we're getting ready to register. We all know that there will always be place for big businesses in Virginia. They're the ones a lot of times that have the big broad tax bases and employ thousands of people in one shot. But it's really the small business that makes up the backbone of every small community here in Southwest Virginia. And certainly we have to work together to continue to come up with the right solutions, the right answers, and the right policies so that we make sure that the businesses can continue to grow and expand. But we also have to continue to have people, just like our Small Business Challenge contestants, who are willing to take that plunge, to put themselves out there, to take that risk. And I feel like that with the right policies, those risks become far less and the chances of success become far greater. Because so many times you can almost get there, and that one last hurdle is the one that keeps you from being successful. And so I feel like that working together, that we can certainly help to remove some of those hurdles and make this the absolute best place that it can possibly be for business. So congratulations to everyone who participated, and we look forward to announcing the winners here shortly. So thank you all very much for having us.
Going to get my exercise this morning. Okay, I would like to thank very much the Industrial Development Authority for sponsoring our breakfast this morning. This is one of our largest breakfasts that we've had, so we thank them very much. I'd just like to recognize the members of the IDA: Henry Snodgrass, Randy Woodward, Larry Hines, David Matlock, Charles Bird, Bill Gibson, and Dale Cook. So thank you all very much for sponsoring our breakfast this morning. We appreciate it. The Chamber does serve as the secretary for the IDA. So Nita and Suzanne are always at the meetings with them and help them get everything together for the IDA. But we do greatly appreciate their support for the Chamber. Next, I'd like to do an overview of the 2018 Business Challenge program. I would like to have Sandy Ratliff and Kathy Lowe come on up.
Good morning. It's hard.
Oh, come on. Good morning. This is exciting. We're giving away $15,000 today.
It's hard to believe that this is our 5th year that we've been doing the Business Challenge, and professionally, I can say this is one of the most rewarding projects I've been involved in my career. The reason is because the community's investing in these folks that are wanting to start a business, and to me that speaks volumes to the community support that you're going to get here as you're launching a new business, but also as you're expanding. Now, the Business Challenge, we're not just handing over money. It's a 6 weeks program that people come. Participants have to take classes. We've learned everything from how do you go about starting a business. They learned about credit, managing a business, how to market that business. It's build it, and they, like they're not going to come without you marketing. We also had some great panel discussions with people from insurance, legal, accounting, finance, that these participants could actually ask questions, those tough questions, that they could get really sound advice, and that's gold when you're learning to start a business. The other great part about this program is each contestant pitched their business idea. And shortly we're going to find out who won the best pitch. But this is their opportunity to share their idea, be judged on that, and receive some feedback that can help them as they go growing their business into a sales. The hard part of this program is you had to submit a business plan. We are adamant about doing this because this is the key to any business, is developing that plan, and all the contestants are judged on that, and we tally up all the scores between the pitch night and the business plan, and in just a few minutes we're going to find out who the winners are. But this program would not happen without the assistance of a lot of people that are giving of their time, of their expertise. And on the tent cards on your table, you're going to see a little small list of just some of our planning team, but also we had some great speakers and panelists. And again, we couldn't do this without you investing in it. I say this is a community program I'm proud to be part of. So I'll turn it to Kathy.
Okay, so your tent card tells you who the sponsors are, but this is very important. The Washington County IDA was our first sponsor. The town of Abingdon was our second sponsor, and Washington County, Virginia decided that we were doing such a good job that they also put some money in. Sandy's Corporation, which is Virginia Community Capital, Virginia Highlands Small Business Incubator, Food City, Walmart, Spiegler Blevins, Highland Union Bank, the Small Business Administration, Penn Stewart, JJ's Restaurant, and the Bristol Herald Courier. So, you know, as you can see, this is not the efforts of one, it's the efforts of many. And our planning team, if you are here today, would you please stand up and just stay standing because I want to do something. So anybody that's on the planning team, if your name's on that card, please stand up. Okay? Now, if you are a member of the, nope, stay standing. If you are a member of the Town Council, the Washington County Board of Supervisors, or the IDA, please stand. There you go. And again, Food City, Israel O'Quinn always sees to it that we have our flyers printed. So Israel, he doesn't just come and give a speech, he does his work. Okay. Anybody from Spiegler Blevins?
Standing.
Okay. Anybody from Highland Union Bank? All the Highland Union Bank folks, please stand. Anybody from Bristol Herald Courier? Penn Stewart? So as you can see, when you look around this room, it takes a lot of people and a lot of support to make small business successful in your community. So please always remember that and shop with them as often as you can. Thank you all for standing. Now I see several past winners and I want to see if you will stand. I saw Katie, I saw Trailtown Tiny Houses,
Stephen Harris.
I saw Stephen Harris back there, I saw Eva and Mike Bolay. Stephen Harris, I will just tell you that all these businesses are doing very well. They've been our past leaders or winners. And Stephen Harris told me yesterday that he's going to have to expand into another office because he's been able to hire, how many now?
3 since last.
And you're hiring another?
No, he made the 3rd.
Okay. So he's had 3 hires since last year. So give those folks a round of applause. And again, we utilize all the past winners have helped us with the business challenge either this year, last year, or they're going to next year. Yeah. So thank you all so much for helping us get this started and making it as successful as it has been.
And it is the time for the announcement of the 2018 Washington County Business Challenge winners. Paying It Forward Award is Joel Jerkins from JJ's Restaurant. There we go.
And Vanessa, would you like to come forward, please?
She was hoping not.
Joel was a judge for us pitch night 2 years ago, not this year, but last year. And he was so impressed by what we were doing and what was going on with that program that he voluntarily offered he and Vanessa $1,000 to pay it forward for the next business plan challenge award. So, you know, again, Joel and Vanessa have been a wonderful addition to our small business community, and they do pay it forward on a regular basis. So I will give you the card.
Thank you. Yeah, like Kathy said, you know, when me and Vanessa started, someone reached out and helped us to get us started at JJ's. And we wanted to do the same thing because, the community here in Abingdon and around has supported us beyond our expectations from day one. And it's just been a great thing to do this. And we started out the pitch night trying to see the way it started was to whoever had their act together, whoever knew what they were talking about with their product or their business. And that proved harder than it was because everybody knew what they were talking about. It was very hard to kind of figure out who shined higher than that. So we just me and her sat around and we tried to figure out what would be more beneficial or what we kind of needed in this area to figure out who we wanted to be our winner. And we came up with Kathleen at Mountain Laurel Inn.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We take a picture?
Come out from behind
Who, me?
Yeah, all of it. Bring your check and come up front. There you go.
And now Jennifer Davidson for the Walmart Best Pitch Night Award.
Good morning, everybody. So, the winner of the Walmart Best Pitch Night Award is Mr. Alan Necessary with Sarge's Pay Lake.
Thank you. Can I cash this at Walmart? Thank you. Exit seat.
Yes, take it with you.
You don't want your big check? Okay, now I'd like to do the Expanding Business Awards. Second place Expanding Business by Suzanne Lay.
Okay. And the winner is? Yes, okay, that's the first place. Put that check, the old check behind. Okay, yeah. The winner for the second place is Carrie McNone with Damascus Inn.
Okay, and the first place startup business, oh, sorry, nope, I skipped, whoops. The first place Expanding Business by Nita Farmer.
Good morning. Well, this is exciting. First place existing business is Kathleen McMahon, Mountain Laurel Inn.
Get out from behind there. Here, Nita. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The next set of awards are going to be for the Startup Business Awards. I know this is so hard to do for those of us that have started businesses in the past to know that it's so hard to get started and what a fantastic program and opportunity for those businesses. The second place Startup Business Award by Sandy Ratliff.
Drum roll, please. Second place for startup is Ralph Wilson with Damascus Diner.
Not here. Accepting this award. He's probably doing breakfast somewhere in Damascus. The first place winner receives $5,000. They receive half-price rent at the incubator for a year. They receive CPA services and bookkeeping set up from Spiegler Blevins, and they receive the formation of their corporation from Penn Stewart. So although this is a $5,000 award, it's worth about probably $11,000. No, more than that. About $12,500. So the first place Startup Business Award goes to Andrew Overton, the Sailboat Company. I'm going to have Andrew just tell you a little bit about what his business is. You don't get long, but a minute.
How long? I've got some time. So the Sailboat Company stems from years of experience in wireless communications, so building cell towers throughout the country. And I had a company called Creative Land Strategies, and we got really good at the hard-to-get sites. We started doing business in the Northeast, Long Island, Connecticut, Martha's Vineyard, places like that where nobody wants to see a cell tower, and we kept losing all the time. And we had to come up with something that they couldn't say no to, not just from a legal perspective, but from a why would you say no to this perspective. And so we ended up buying a couple of sailboats and turned them into cell towers. So we could avoid any land use regulations because it is actually a boat. We're not actually building a site. So that's the sailboat.
Kathy Lowe has a special presentation at this time.
So I have a proclamation for someone who has been an integral part of this community for as long as I have. March the 15th, 2018, to honor 36 years of service and the many achievements and contributions made by Suzanne Lay, Executive Vice President of Washington County Chamber of Commerce. Whereas the town of Abingdon, Virginia, in conjunction with the Washington County Chamber of Commerce, celebrates Suzanne Lay's 36 years of service to local businesses in the town of Abingdon and Washington County, serving as Executive Vice President for 30 of those years. And whereas Suzanne Lay began her career with the Chamber of Commerce in October 1982 as an administrative assistant, and whereas it only took 6 short years for Suzanne to shine when she was promoted to interim executive vice president of the Chamber of Commerce on July 1st, 1988. And whereas at the December 1988 Chamber Board meeting, Suzanne was unanimously named as executive vice president. And whereas in 1988 she was named chairman for the Virginia Highlands Community College Board. And whereas in 1999, Suzanne's combined efforts with Bristol, Virginia, Bristol, Tennessee, Johnson City, Tennessee, and Kingsport, Tennessee, compete as a Tri-Cities region in the All-American competition resulted in the Tri-Cities region of Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia being named one of the 10 All-American cities. And whereas Suzanne helped organize Bike Virginia to promote Abingdon and Washington County, Virginia through cycling initiatives such as events and education through working with elected officials, advocacy programs, and grants. Bike Virginia now hosts the annual Bike Virginia Tours, which is a 6-day cycling festival that travels around the Commonwealth and frequently cycles through Abingdon, Bristol, Kingsport, and the surrounding rural communities. And whereas Suzanne has served on several boards and commissions, including but not limited to Elder Spirit, Washington Department of Social Services, the Governor's Advisory Board on Women in Business for the Commonwealth of Virginia, a member of the Development Committee for the Virginia Highlands Small Business Incubator, Abingdon Tourism Advisory Board, an organizing partner for the Washington County Business Plan Challenge, a longtime member of the Abingdon Rotary Club, and Secretary of the Washington County Industrial Development Authority, to name a few. Now, therefore, I, Kathy C. Lowe, Mayor of the Town of Abingdon, do hereby proclaim March 15, 2018 as a day to honor 36 years of service and the many achievements and contributions made by Suzanne Lay, Executive Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce. So carried away, I forgot to unwrap. Suzanne has a key to the town of Abingdon. Can you say anything?
I can. Thank you. I really can't say anything. You caught me off guard. I will never forget this. Thank you all so very much. It has been quite an interesting ride for all these years, and I'm really not going anywhere, but I'll be around, and thank you for your support, your kindness. There's so many things I'd like to say, but I can't right now. Thank you.
Time for recognition of new members. Christy Helms, if you could please come up.
Good morning. I have 4 new members to introduce today. I'm going to start with Craig Adams with Bristol Baseball. He's with the Bristol Pirates down in Bristol. So Craig, I'll let you take a few seconds and tell everyone about the Pirates.
Good morning. I'm with the Bristol Pirates, and basically I just want to let everybody know we sent out notice to everybody on our purchase night. We'd love to get you involved with the Pirates this year. And we also have a trip going on to Pittsburgh that's going to be in the flyer this afternoon. So if you want to do some sponsorship with the Pirates, we'd be glad to talk to you. Just give me a call, and I got the cards over here.
Next, I'm going to let Joel tell us about his new restaurant he's getting ready to open up in Abingdon that's joining the town.
Thanks. Yeah, we're getting ready to open, hopefully, the middle of April. We're going to do Papa's Mom's Cantina, which is going to be a little play on the Mexican street food, or Latin street food there. It will have, hopefully, a full bar when we open. Lots of yummy Southwestern influence.
This is Barry Matney. He owns Kathy's Custom Catering. I think the breakfast is delicious.
Thank you guys. I appreciate the honor to actually work with you guys. Help you with the breakfast and stuff. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce you this morning Greg Orr. Greg is opening a new business here in Abingdon, and I'd like to tell you just a little bit about that.
Thank you. My name is Greg, and we currently have a physical therapy business in Lebanon, Virginia, and we will be expanding to Abingdon, Virginia, starting next month, April 16th, under the name of Peak Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. We do all physical therapy of all kinds with our specialty being sports physical therapy. So, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you all this morning, and I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. At this time, the Chamber Facebook page, Picture Yourself Here project, Eva Bowley, if you could come up and say a few words. There we go. All right. I'll just hand you the mic if you want to come up here. I can just hand it to you, whatever you want to do. Just hand it. Okay. There you go.
Hi, everybody. This is such a fun time for us to come because, as we mentioned before, Mike and I were entrepreneurs. I think, well, we were in several business challenges. We lost one. We got beat by a wiener. So the political dog beat us. And then we came back. So any of you who did not win this year, do not be deterred. Just keep coming back. You will eventually win. I did. So but congratulations to the winners, and what a great program we have here in this area for entrepreneurs. Many thanks to Kathy, Sandy, Nina, Suzanne, all the folks that make that possible. And Jennifer. I just saw her sitting there. But let me tell you about something that we're doing. A few months ago, or some time ago, Nina and Suzanne reached out to me and asked if we would try, if I would help them put together a committee to inspire tourism and in Washington County. And so we got together with a small group of people. If you're on that committee, I know Jane's on it. If you're on that committee, could you stand? Nita, Jane, Suzanne, several people who are in the tourism business or the town of Abingdon or entrepreneurs such as myself in the tourism business. Anyway, we put something together. We continue to meet and try to find ways to inspire tourism or inspire pride in our county, actually. And one of the things that we decided recently was to have an ongoing photography contest called Picture Yourself Here. And it's sponsored by the Washington County Chamber of Commerce. And to enter this, you go to our Facebook page, Washington County Chamber. Do we have the picture that won this month? And our first month, we had 35 entries, which is actually astounding. And this was the winning photograph. We're encouraging people to do scenes from nature, livestock, agriculture, Washington County in action, just about anything that's photo-worthy. And this was a picture submitted by Josh Kestner. And he, as the winning photograph, he receives a $50 gift card, which was provided so generously by Van Rourke. And I had Van's business card a minute ago. All I could think of was Van Rourke Realty, but that's not the proper name. But anyway, Van provided, yay! He provided our first $50 gift card that we'll be giving to a winner. Each month we'll be giving a gift card away, and we'll be asking for small sponsorships. Adventure Mendota is actually sponsoring the March contest. So if any of you are wanting to have some recognition and help us with their contest with just a nominal investment, we got $50 to spare. See Nina, because she's collecting sponsors for this contest. But what we're hoping is that when people see these pictures, you know, the way that you win these contests, you put your picture on and then you share it and you ask your friends to vote. Well, meanwhile, you're sharing beautiful pictures of our beautiful county throughout a whole wide range. And perhaps someone will say, well, you know, those kites look really good on the river down there at Adventure Mendota. Maybe I ought to go. That's what we're hoping. Or maybe there's a picture of somebody at JJ's having a great time. Maybe I ought to try JJ's. Those types of things. But anyway, so what I'm asking you to do today is go to our Facebook page and see what we're doing with this photography contest. Just Facebook, Washington County Chamber of Commerce. And then, please enter your pictures. And if you don't have pictures to enter, encourage others to enter. Or if you see pictures coming across, vote for them and share them. Show people what a great county we have, how much scenery we have, well, all the good things that we want to share. Okay? Oh, and ultimately, what we will do with these, what we're planning on doing once we have a nice assortment of pictures, is we're thinking we might put together a calendar and use it for a fundraising project for the chamber. So, anyway, thank you so much. And how about Suzanne? Congratulations.
All right, upcoming events. David Matlock, want to talk about the MBA program just for a moment?
We're going to borrow that, and we'll let
Sure.
somebody else talk about it.
Okay, perfect. Here you go.
Yeah. I'm going to let someone else introduce himself and talk about it. On your desk, on your table this morning, there's a flyer about an upcoming MBA program being offered by Radford University here. They have a new president that has established a stronger presence here in Southwest Virginia. And here with us today we have Dr. Gary Shear.
Hi, I'm pleased to be here today. As David mentioned, we will be offering the MBA and part of the classes here at the Southwest Center. We found in Radford that our program is very much geared towards working professionals, so our in-class sessions are held in the evening from 6:30 to 9:30, and I think we do the same here. But we found that the majority of our students would take maybe half their courses online, even if they were in Radford or in the New River Valley, would take half their courses online and half of them in person. So we thought that was an opportunity to offer some courses here and offer the same experience further Southwest Virginia, that people could attend some of their courses in person and some of their courses online and do a professional program that way. It will start in the fall. I'm teaching one of the first classes here because I wanted to see what it's like, and so if you know somebody who's interested in doing further education and getting their master's of business administration, it's a good time to start in the fall. Please talk to David or myself or contact information on your desk, and I look forward to being here, and I think this will be the start. As David mentioned, our president is committed. We've had a relationship with the Southwest Center for, I think, actually since it was started here. And our president wants to make more use of that link. So this will probably be the first program that's expanded to do that. And hopefully we get it off to a great start. So thank you for giving me this time today.
Kathy asked me for those that were entered into the business challenge, and if you were a winner, if you could please stay afterwards so they can get some photo moments to share on our new Facebook page. Okay, any other announcements that we need to make? Any other, real quick, we're trying to get out of here, I know, but everybody's ready to get back to work, but if there's another announcement, if you just want to go ahead.
Sargent's Pay Lake Campground spring opening is March 31st. If your kids never caught fish, bring them up. We'll be opening March 31st this year. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And even though this is not on the agenda, I am the current president of the Justin Foundation, and I would just like to thank many, many of you in this audience that participated by donating or coming to the Justin Foundation on March the 1st. We raised about $15,000 for scholarships and activities for students in Washington County, Virginia, so just thank you very much for your continued support for that as well. Okay, our next breakfast is going to be on Thursday, April the 19th, and it is sponsored by the Southwest Higher Education Center. Thank you very much for taking your time to come this morning. We hope you've enjoyed it, had a nice breakfast, and have a fantastic day. Thank you.